Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. Some more free agent news, this time regarding the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons made news today by re-signing two of their veteran free agents. First and foremost was safety William Moore. They signed Moore to a 5-year deal. Okay, the Falcons secondary has been in a little bit of a state of flux here during free agency. They of course cut Dante Robinson, who landed in Kansas City. Brent Grimes is also a free agent, and now they lock up William Moore for 5 years. The popular thinking is that they'll come to terms with Brent Grimes. They'll re-sign Brent Grimes and get him back in the fold, and then they'll go after another corner to replace Robinson. Whether that's through the draft or via free agency remains to be seen. Okay, the Falcons also came to terms today with Garrett Reynolds. If you remember last year, Reynolds started the first 6 games of the season, suffered a back injury that ended his season. In his place, rookie Peter Kahn stepped in to that starting guard position. Reynolds, signs a 2-year deal. This is a good move for the Falcons in terms of adding depth to that offensive line. Reynolds can now fill in at both guard spots, maybe even possibly center in a pinch. And I think it's a good move by the Falcons to sort of keep the continuity of what was a very good team right on the doorstep of a Super Bowl last year. With the re-signing of Moore, the re-signing of Reynolds to add depth to the offensive line, and I totally expect them to bring Grimes back as well. Where it gets interesting for the Falcons is now where do they go from here? There's 2 positions I see them addressing via free agency rather than the draft. First one of those is at the defensive end spot. They cut John Abraham, but there's such a bevy of veteran defensive ends looking for a home, and more particularly 4-3 defensive ends looking for a home. Whether it's Osi Umenyiora, Dwight Freeney, John Abraham even, if they bring him back on a reduced deal. So I look for them to get one of those 3 in the fold there and address that need. As far as running back goes, they've been publicized as wanting to go after Steven Jackson and maybe even a Sean Green to go along with Jacquizz Rodgers. And then I think that's why I lean more towards them addressing the cornerback need in the draft there at the end of the first round. It's crazy how things change week to week in the NFL, but that's how I see, the Falcons sort of addressing their roster situations, both via free agency and the draft. How do you see it unfolding? Are you on board with the re-signing of William Moore and Garrett Reynolds? I guess most notably Moore, who is the more highly publicized deal. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. And who do you see the Falcons getting to plug those holes left by John Abraham at defensive end and, of course, Michael Turner at running back? Let me know. And guys, look, subscribe to my channel. I upload between 3 and 5 NFL or sports-related videos per day. And when I upload videos, they'll be uploaded directly to your inbox. Thanks again for listening, guys, and have a great night.